do approach the individual coordinators. Next one, mate. This is one from Craig. I think this one represents, and what was important to me in thinking about this was the different organisations and backgrounds that the coordinators come from. This is the centre that Craig had worked with previously, Salford, and has gone back and done some instructor training and is producing a teacher resource pack, which has also been evaluated and further developed. And also Nottingham Fire and Rescue Service, who are represented here. Give us a wave, Dave. Working on a water safety scenario, but have also undertaken to look at evaluating. Obviously important, everything that we do through CSEC clearly evaluated so that we can demonstrate that it's robust and it's improved in practice. Jason is at the back there. Jason developed a project with Birmingham Road Safety Team, piloted with 30 children in a Birmingham primary school, but also did some work with parents. And one of the things that's following up with this project is that he's actually helping me to work with a local Birmingham secondary school at the moment to work with a group of Year 9 students to look at doing some road safety training with them and talking to them about how they can support young people who are going to be transferring to their school next year. Unfortunately, the FACE workshop that I know a number of you signed up for isn't going to happen because the speaker's unwell. But in a nutshell, practical, functional, relevant safety education, children, going on farm visits, and I know that a really brilliant resource has been developed with Jason's help on that. If you have more questions about it, please do ask him, but I'm sure that in the future we'll be able to deliver that workshop again so that you can find out some more. And again, Jason, if you're not keeping up, this is Jason's third slide. Harry's school outreach programme. Again, one that I think Tristan is involved with, and I think there was a press release that came out about this earlier this week. Uses Harry books starting as a point for practical exercises in the class. Also training that's delivered alongside that, and assessment built into the lesson, outcomes by outcome. And Jason's also done a lot of work on the resource profiler, as I'm sure most of you know. So again, the assessment and evaluation aspect of this project is really important. Kathy isn't with us today, unfortunately, but Kathy's really hard and really effectively with an organisation called Birmingham Play Care Network. They've developed training with 70 members of staff from 50 different childcare settings. And again, for us, this is really important in terms of thinking about how the work that we want to do through CSEC can be sustained beyond us as coordinators. Those staff are now trained and working with children in a number of different settings. And also a range of organisations. This is Nicola sitting over to my right. Girl Guiding, as we know, quite a significant organisation in terms of the numbers of the young people that they work with in the UK. And sometimes we get questions about why we would, as CSEC, need to work with an organisation like Girl Guiding. But I think that the work that we've done demonstrates that working with a range of young people in a range of settings and through a range of organisations is really important. And Nick's done an excellent job in being able to get these new safety badges and the values that underpin them from CSEC's point of view incorporated into this training for the young people who will take part. Also, Plant Life, again a website separate to the CSEC website where you can find out some more. And again, I think reinforcing how it can be done to encourage young people to think about risk assessment from a young age, so that when they're older, like us, they don't see it as a huge task, but recognise that this is something that can be built in to a range of processes and whatever they're doing. John's already mentioned that Nick's done a lot of work on the Csec website, and if you haven't had a chance to have a look at that, please do when you get back to your own organisations. A range of information in terms of what we're doing and very regularly updated. And of course I've saved the best till last. Who's this guy? Cassius, coincidence of course. Have Fun Be Safe Week at Heartlands Academy is a project that I've worked with over the year actually. It ran to coincide with Child Safety Week at the end of June. One of the things that I recognise with Child Safety Week is that it's largely aimed at primary school age students. And I was really keen to focus on secondary students because I think they tend to miss out a lot in terms of safety and risk education. So the group of students at the top have worked with me for the past year in developing a programme that we ran in the school focusing on the 5 key areas of unintended injury. 300 students across the year groups participated and have evaluated the sessions. The students had to liaise with the different organisations themselves. Was there a representative from the lifeboat? Okay, we had an excellent session.
My colleague.
Judith, yeah, Judith was excellent actually. Really appreciated having her involved. Also West Midlands Fire Service and other organisations. Irene, who's holding the camera, did some filming. So we are working on a short film to go alongside a toolkit, so that can be shared with other schools and youth organisations if they would like to develop their own projects along a similar line. And really just to finish up in what John was saying regarding the Young People's Advisory Group, we are looking for 4 groups of young people, again in a range of settings. The key age group that we're looking for is 12 to 15 years old. And the key reason for trying to develop this group is that we recognise through Csec that young people have got a lot to contribute, both to the Csec agenda and to the wider safety and risk education agenda. So if you have a group of young people who you think would be interested, please do speak to me during the day. Thank you.
Thanks, Cassius. Wow, we have an extra 5 minutes for coffee. I think if we just use that 5 minutes, if there are any questions that would immediately be raised to either John for the initial update, or for Cassius and the remainder of the coordinators for the projects that you've seen briefed there, please feel free to raise now. Alternatively, we can disappear for some coffee after that, and you can raise the points with them there.
Can I just make a comment really about the website? I've looked at it and it's really very good, but I have a problem, and probably a lot of other members do, from work. I can't look at the the video clips and so on because the websites that they're held on are filtered. So through council networks, fire and rescue and so on, I've got to go home and look at those.